Hello Transurfer and welcome to Transurfing TV. My name is Renee Garcia and today, this is going to be a fun one. Dancing with your wolf. I kind of had a funny dream the other night that I was dancing with this wolf and I woke up and I kind of was like, what the hell was that all about? And I realized that the dream, and I know this is like not a transurfing thing to do, be interpreting dreams and shit, but I realized that me dancing with the wolf was me sort of accepting some darker parts of myself and being okay with them, right? Because Vadim Zeland even talks about it in the book. He's like, if you're gonna smoke cigarettes, why don't you get yourself like a nice, beautiful, engraved cigarette case and a nice lighter and really like take up the habit with style, right? Rather than fighting the habit or whatever it is you're doing, in this case cigarettes, and like picking out butts out of ashtrays because you're too ashamed and too at odds with yourself and the habit to actually go and buy yourself a pack of cigarettes. I know that I've been there. I no longer smoke, but I do have some other habits that I do perceive as being like quote unquote bad habits. Now, I'm gonna let you know what some of those are. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna expose myself. You guys are gonna be like, wow, this is the transurfing queen, no way. But I actually know what I'm doing when I participate with these habits, when I engage in these habits, and I do it in a way, and I will get into exactly how I do it, so I can derive the maximum amount of pleasure while doing the least amount of damage. And when I do it in this specific way, I can really only do a little bit of it and it feels super good and it kind of lasts me a long time. I get it out of my system and I feel like I have itched that scratch, so to speak. So the first thing that Vadim talks about when it comes to habits remember to like this video and comment below, my world is taking care of me, to enter my daily giveaway for my reprogramming stickers and teachable course down below, guys, Reality 2.0. So Vadim Zeland says in the book, don't ever, ever, ever battle with a habit, right? Because battling with a habit, you get so much negative junk leaving you that your mirror responds back to you with more shame or resistance or challenges in stopping the habit. So if you're battling it and you're like, oh, this is so hard and I hate it and but I can't stop, and you have all these weird thoughts and practices trying to regulate, trying to ignore, then that stuff ends up coming into your reality more because we always get what we actively do not want, right? So the key to a habit is never like being against it to the point, well, now, obviously if you're a heroin addict or like a full-blown alcoholic, you probably are going to have to take more drastic measures than this. But even beyond habits, right? Let's just say darker parts of your personality or darker thoughts or maybe just things that you do in private that you might feel shameful about. We're humans and we're super weird and we all have this kind of stuff, but don't ever feel bad about it if you are going to do it. Don't ever, ever, ever feel bad about it. In fact, start feeling good about it. Unless it's obviously never to harm we don't never condone harming anyone else. But if this is purely something you are doing for whatever reason, again, it might be an addiction, it might be something that you've done a long time and you don't know why you're doing it, it might be something that you don't fully understand, but you do it, whatever it is, if you want to cycle out of it, then there's a way to go about it. This is, you just letting the thing be. I have a video on breaking bad habits. I'll put the link below so people can check that out that really want to break a habit. It's a very non-transurfing way of breaking a habit, but it absolutely worked for me. But this video is a little bit more about you becoming at peace with whatever your dark side, your shadowy side is doing, and learning to enjoy it and not letting that thing manifest in any feelings of inferiority, guilt, shame, bad stuff, you feeling bad about yourself, whatever. We're all grown-ups, we all have our things, so let's embrace them rather than fight against them. So again, never ever ever fight against a habit. So here is a very special trick that I learned last year, was actually via someone on the Facebook group. It is pure genius for a number of ways, and this is participating in your naughty habit from the center screen. So the cool thing about this, it's a double bonus. One, you're in the center screen, so you're fully aware, right? Your level of sensory in the center screen is heightened because you're not being bombarded with the external screen stimuli or lost in thought. So I'm sure you can all call to mind a time where you were like, oh, I'm gonna get something from the store that I really want, like maybe a piece of chocolate cake or something, and you get home and you plop down in front of the TV and you eat it super fast, and by the time you're done, you're like, wait a second, I ate it way too fast and I didn't even enjoy it. Well, the reason you didn't enjoy it is because you were probably either in your external screen, you were distracted, or you were in your thoughts and you weren't actually in the moment eating that piece of chocolate cake. This has happened for me a lot, where I like eat things, you know, I have had an addiction with candy, just like eat them really fast and then be like, oh man, I should have took more time doing this. So taking more time doing it is finding yourself to that centered place of awareness where you are seeing yourself and your reality with full lucidity, and whatever you do in that moment is way more pleasurable. It's like magic. You taste more, you feel more, whatever effect you get more of it. So doing something naughty in the center screen is always a much better deal for you, because you're getting the full effect, therefore you're doing less of it probably. I could shred through an entire bag of candy stuck in my external screen and not enjoy nearly as much as eating a handful in my center screen. The other cool thing is when you are participating in a bad habit from your center screen, you are fully aware of what you're doing. You're not just getting wrapped up in it. So let's say you're smoking, right? Maybe when I was a smoker, my favorite thing to do was go into my inner screen and smoke. Go be outside by myself, thinking about how crappy my life was, and smoke my cigarettes, right? That was like my jam. But after, when I found the concept of the center screen and I decided I'm gonna kind of like do it different, I'm gonna force myself to be in that center screen and smoke the cigarette, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? This is friggin' disgusting, right? So when you're in that center screen, either you're enjoying more intensely or you're disliking more intensely. I don't know if I could smoke another cigarette right now, because I think that center screen place would really expose to me all the reasons why I quit. So center screen and habits is a must. I mean, if you're not in the center screen participating in a habit, then you're lost, right? You're lost to that thing. I have actually noticed myself with gossip. Gossip is one of my little habits, my little naughty habits. And when I start gossiping about somebody, I try to bring myself to the center screen. And this does a few things. One, I get to enjoy it when I'm doing it. Second, I really get to hear how I sound. And it's not very nice, right? So when I hear how I sound and it's not very nice, I want to cease with that, whatever that exchange is, as quickly as possible, because I actually see myself and I see my reality, and I don't like it for an extended period of time. I can do it for a couple minutes, but any longer than that, I'm like, ew, gross. Okay, so activate your inner observer. This is a big one. Activate your inner observer when you are doing your naughty thing, and ask your inner observer, is this cool? Can I live with this? Is this a vice I can live with, or is this one that needs to go? I once heard someone that had a decades-long heroin problem and then was sober for, I don't know, 10 or 20 years, long time sober guy, but had a really, really rough run with drugs. He said point blank to me, some vices you can live with, some vices you can't. Right? So if you are in a vice that you can live with, start trying to, restructure that relationship so you're doing it without feeling any shame or guilt or weird feelings about yourself or any of that crap. Lastly, can you participate in your habit, in your naughty thing, by damaging yourself less? Or is the level of damage so high that maybe you need to figure out a way to cycle out of it? So this would be like, for me, can I participate without damage or damaging myself less? I have had a long life with alcohol. I've always been, I took a 5-year break in between 30 and 35. Once in a while now, I will have a drink. Maybe if it's a really, really special occasion, I will have 2. Never, ever, ever more, because I know that then I am going into damaging myself, right? I'm damaging my meta power. And if you guys didn't watch the video on that, go to meta death. This is, me going into the red, and I know that happens to me when I drink. It's the same with cigarettes. My mentality just gets so gross. It's like, so can you participate without damaging yourself? Maybe a little bit of physical damage is fine, but if it's mentally damaging, is it something that you can absorb and work with and be okay with? Or is it too much to the extent where you just need to get rid of the habit entirely? So are you dancing with your wolf, y'all? Are you being hard on yourself about a habit you can't quit? Again, I will put the link below for how to stop or break habits. It's pretty extreme and it's very not transurfing. So just a little warning ahead of time. But let me know your thoughts on this. And remember, my world is taking care of me. So your world will help you if it is in fact time to cycle out of a naughty thing, or maybe you want to enjoy your naughty thing more, and your world could definitely help you do that too, and so can this stuff. So thank you so much for watching my video, and have a good one, everybody. Bye.